Spurs are fourth in the Premier League, chasing that Champions League spot. Brighton are currently 11th. They are unbeaten in the capital so far this Premier League campaign, including last week's win at the Emirates Stadium, beating Arsenal 2-1. Antonio Conte has confirmed he will be in the dugout on Saturday, having contracted COVID this week. This is the match preview: Tottenham Hotspur against Brighton and Hove Albion. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. So another very important game in the Premier League for Tottenham Hotspur on Saturday. We will be hosting Brighton at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium at 12:30 p.m. kickoff, live on Sky Sports. In today's video, I'll be previewing the game, going through all of the match facts and stats, all of the team news, all of Antonio Conte's comments, the betting offers from channel sponsors William Hill, going through my predicted lineup and my score prediction. Just before I get into today's video, make sure that you download the OneFootball app for all of the live football scores, results and news, as well as getting all of the latest Spurs news on this channel. You can also see it all here. Download the OneFootball app to keep up to date with everything Tottenham Hotspur, club news, transfer news, match information, videos, tables and results from all around the world. Don't miss out, and please do let me know what you think of this app. So let's start by talking about the last few weeks as a Tottenham Hotspur fan. I tell you what, it's been pretty good. We are all smiling. We all have that confidence again. We're sitting in the top four, and you know, so many of us believe that we will be playing Champions League football next season. But of course, we have 7 very, very important games to go. But the last 4 Premier League games, with a win at Brighton, the Amex Stadium, winning 2-0 on the 16th of March, followed by beating our London rivals West Ham United 4 days later, and then of course going into April, beating Newcastle, thrashing Newcastle at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium 5-1, and then beating Aston Villa in the way that we did in that second half last week 4-0. Heung-min Son, Harry Kane, Dejan Kulusevski, so many players in this Tottenham Hotspur team at the moment are in sensational form, and I fully expect a win at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Saturday and this winning run to continue. So going into this weekend, Tottenham Hotspur are 4th in the Premier League. We have played 31 matches, which means we have 7 left in this Premier League campaign. We have won 18, we have drawn 3, we have lost 10. We have a goal difference of plus 19. We have 57 points. 4 games will take place in the Premier League on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. The 4 games on Saturday will be as follows: Tottenham against Brighton, Manchester United against Norwich, Southampton will play Arsenal, and Watford will play Brentford. The 2 games on Sunday, Newcastle against Leicester, and West Ham will host Burnley. Now, going into this Premier League game against Brighton, we are 4th in the Premier League. Brighton are sitting in 11th at the moment. We have won 18, Brighton have won 8. We have drawn 3, Brighton have drawn 13. But both teams have lost 10 Premier League games during this campaign so far. Average goals scored per match, Tottenham 1.81 to Brighton's 0.9. But both teams have averaged 1.1 goals conceded per match in this Premier League season so far. We have kept 12 clean sheets to Brighton's 8. Chances created per match, Tottenham 2.19 to Brighton's 1.26. Heung-min Son is our top goal scorer in the Premier League so far with 17 goals. Harry Kane has 12. Neil Maupay for Brighton has 8. Assists so far this season, Harry Kane has 8. Dejan Kulusevski with 6. Heung-min Son also with 6. Passes, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg has completed the most passes for Spurs this season so far with 2,046. Eric Dyer is next on the list with 1,794. Tottenham's biggest win so far this season was the 5-0 home win against Everton. The biggest win for Brighton so far this season is only a 2-0 win at home, and that was against Watford. Our worst defeat, 3-0 away at Crystal Palace earlier on in the season under Nuno Espirito Santo. And the worst defeat for Brighton so far this season was a 4-1 home defeat against champions Manchester City. Now, looking at the team's last 5 games in the Premier League, well, we have won 4 out of our last 4. The one before that was Manchester United away, of course, losing 3-2. But since then, we've beat Brighton away 2-0. We've beat West Ham United at home 3-1. A 5-1 win at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against Newcastle. And last time out, last weekend, a 4-0 away win at Aston Villa. Brighton's last 5 Premier League games, they have won 1, they have drawn 1 and they have lost 3, losing to Newcastle, Liverpool and Spurs, drawing 0-0 at home against Norwich City, and last time out, beating our North London rivals Arsenal 2-1 at the Emirates Stadium. Now let's get into the Tottenham Hotspur team news, and the big news this week is that Antonio Conte has had COVID. He said in his press conference on Thursday, "I'm fine now, I'm well, and it's okay. I attended training sessions this week from a distance because I didn't want to take any risk with the players for their safety. My staff did a really good job. I trust in my staff. They are well prepared. The situation is under control. I'll be okay for Saturday. I'll be on the bench in my place." Antonio Conte confirmed that Matt Doherty is now out for the season and said this is really bad news for us because, as you know, Matthew was improving game by game and becoming a really important player for us. He had great confidence, but in football this kind of situation can happen, an injury. Now we've lost him for the rest of the season. It's a pity for him, and we are very disappointed. Now we have to find the best solution. We have Emerson, we have Sergio Reguilon, Sessegnon in the squad, and we have to try and do our best until the end of the season. Other team news for Spurs: Oliver Skip groin remains sidelined, with Javat Tanganga knee out for the season. In Thursday's press conference, Antonio Conte confirmed that he will be in the dugout of the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Saturday against Brighton. This is what he had to say.
I just wanted to ask you, obviously you're there. What kind of an impact will you, having had COVID this week, have on preparations for the weekend?
I attended the training session, but from distance, and I had my staff, that they did a really good job. And after the game against Aston Villa, and the day after, I started to feel a bit of mild symptoms, a bit of pain in my throat, and I asked to have a COVID test, and it was positive. Yeah, but now I'm fine. I'm well, and for sure during this week was a strange week for me, and also for the players, because the players are used to have training session with me and not only with my staff. But it's okay because my staff they are doing a great job. I attended the training session from distance, and I think on Saturday I'll stay on my place on the bench, and given the length of time my COVID test, I think that I can. I could stay on the bench on Saturday.
Now, we all know what great form DJ Kulusevski is in at the moment since signing from Juventus on deadline day on the 31st of January. Now, since his first Premier League start for Tottenham Hotspur in February, no player has more Premier League assists than the Swede, 6 level with Spurs player Harry Kane. Kulusevski could become the first player to assist 7 goals in his first 10 Premier League starts, with his 6 currently the joint most. Spurs have won all of their Premier League home matches against Brighton. Only Bournemouth, 5 out of 5, do they have a better such 100% record in the competition. Brighton won 2-1 at Arsenal last week, the only team in Premier League history to win both away at Arsenal and Spurs in consecutive Premier League matches are Hull City in October 2008. Each of Brighton's last 3 Premier League victories have come away from home, and they are unbeaten in all 5 of their league encounters in London this season, winning 2 and drawing 3. They last remained unbeaten in London across a full league campaign, and that was back in 2016-17 season, while they have never managed to do so when playing at least 5 such contests. Let's get into my score prediction and my predicted lineup. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Tottenham Hotspur with Heung-min Son to get both goals. Heung-min Son loves to score against Brighton, and this Tottenham Hotspur team are ticking at the moment. We're sitting in that top 4 spot, and we just need to keep winning, and I think that we are going to do exactly that. I think the starting 11 pretty much chooses itself. Of course, Matt Doherty is now out for the season. I believe that Ryan Sessegnon will come in for him. So let's go through the team in full. Hugo Lloris in goal, obviously. The back 3 of Dyer, Davis and Romero. The wing backs, Emerson Royale on the right. Ryan Sessegnon coming in on the left. In midfield, Bentancur and Højbjerg. And the forward 3 of Kulusevski, Heung-min Son and Harry Kane. The match officials for the game, the referee will be Craig Paulson, his assistants will be Ian Hussin and Dan Robathan, the fourth official will be Tony Harrington, and on VAR, Lee Mason. So the game in the UK will be live on Sky Sports from 12:30 PM. If you ever want to know how you can watch Tottenham Hotspur games live on television, do visit the website Live Football on TV. So if you'd like to bet on the game, do visit the William Hill website or download their app. For a 1-0 Tottenham Hotspur win, you'd get 11-2. For a 2-0 Spurs win, you'd get 13-2. A 2-1 Spurs win, 8-1. A 3-0 Spurs win, 11-1. If you went for a Brighton win, a 1-0, you'd get 14-1. A 2-0, 35-1. A 2-1, 20-1. If you went for the 3-0 Brighton, you'd get 90-1. If you went for a draw, 0-0, 11-1. A 1-1 is 13-2. A 2-2 is 18-1.
Hi, I'm Bill from Football Prizes. I'm just here to tell you about the weekly prizes that we run on the site. Prizes such as our signed memorabilia, match day tickets, trips abroad and more. Just go to our website www.footballprizes.co.uk.